Welcome to Peaking to Success, the podcast that delves deep into our guest success stories. The highs, the lows, the lessons learned, and if there's any exciting future plans lined up. Talking about future plans, Peaking into Success is proudly supported by Peak Wills and Estate Planning. We're here to support you with any future planning. Long gone are the times of solicitors in suits and ties and dark rooms and outdated practices. We are proud to offer a fresh and dynamic approach to the stuffy old world of wills, changing the way we talk about what happens when we die. But that's enough talk about death on a podcast introduction. It's time to pass you over to Peaking into Success host, Mr. Adam Kahn. Whose success are we peeking into this episode, Adam?
Thanks, Sam. Today we've got on a man who is an amazing comedian as well as having his own podcast. We've got on Simon Wozniak.
Want to know what's happening within Derby's black community? Or perhaps you have a story of your own to share? Then look no further than Majatu, your one-stop source for local African and Caribbean news. With our digital news platform and quarterly print magazine, keep up to date on all of the latest in arts, entertainment, food, sports and more. Find us online at mojatu.com.
Hi Simon, how are we today?
I'm good, Adam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
We've just been talking, of course, about how nervous you feel, even though you've just been and performed a sold-out show in Nottingham.
Yeah, nerves I was probably just sort of jesting with the nerves for this. I think it's just, I think the irony isn't lost on me with the name of the podcast.
Why is that?
Into Success. I do enjoy that. As soon as you messaged me about coming on, I thought, oh, this is funny. The idea that I'm on a Peaking into Success podcast.
Don't you feel that you're successful in any way?
It's difficult, isn't it, though? Like, because obviously I'm sort of, as we discussed, people heard Jamie's podcast and then sort of requested to go, oh, where's Simon? Which is what you said.
Yeah.
Where's Simon? To which I answered, yeah, where is Simon? Where is he? No, I suppose I'm successful in so much as that, like I've managed to make comedy a living.
Yeah.
Whilst I've still got a job.
Okay.
Which is just a regular officey job. Can't go into too much or anything, but it's just a regular job.
Yeah.
But comedy, it in the next few months, hopefully, all being well, it will become the living. Oh, there you go. Take your pill, Adam. That's it. Just getting into it. There's 5 minutes in. His phone goes off. Not even a podcast. I do a gig and a phone goes off. Come to the podcast.
I know.
Keep that in. Keep that in. Oh, and that's it. You answered the text.
No, it's not a text. No, it's medication. I'm an epileptic, that's all. Right, we'll jump back in.
Right, you're okay?
Yeah, no, I'm all good. I'm
start convulsing.
No, it's all good. Well, it would be if then you just take over.
Save your life.
Peaking into Success, that could be your success.
Saving Adam.
So no, it's all good.
Right, okay, what are we talking about?
You're on about you in your 9 to 5 and...
So hopefully that is going to change in the next few months. Mainly just because I feel like I need to just give this a go.
Yeah.
Fully. So I do think I spoke to other acts like Scott Bennett who was the same sort of... I'm about 9 years in and he said he was about 10 when you hit like a ceiling. He said he felt like he hit a ceiling. I was a bit like the same. Like you don't think it does, but them Monday to Friday days, even no matter how negligible the job is, they do take up time that you could be working on stuff and writing new stuff and then going out and having the energy to go out and to the new material. Like so, I do think I'm there now. So I think that's why I'm gonna jump into it now and just take the hit on, which isn't ideal. You're never not going to miss money at the level I'm at.
Yeah, but you've got a good structure. You've got, of course, the comedy and the podcast as well. So you've got kind of multiple avenues you can go down, which would, of course, generate money for yourself.
Yeah, but I am just a circuit comic. That's what I am at the minute, which is what you like. Jamie's just that next rung up now. Well, he's like a rung up, but like the high end of that other rung. Like obviously, he's massive success with that. He's like people that are touring half his numbers, tickets wise, but that's still a decent tour for a circuit act to make that leap into it. So I think that's my next step, is to start trying to get into doing my own shows and build from there.
Which, of course, you're doing the live show, the podcast. So is that kind of a step into kind of doing your own?
No, my podcast is it is obviously something I'm consistently putting out, and I'm putting the time in and all that. But it's that live show is just something we're doing, like as a Patreon special available on Patreon. It's not like my own show. Like the next step will probably in the new year to put on a few shows and just see what I can sell and just do 40, 50, 60 minutes, whatever, and then just see, is there a show there, and then see what I could do with that show.
Nice.
Whether that be go to like a Leicester Comedy Festival, and then whether or not you do Edinburgh. That's the thing now. Obviously, there's a lot of comics, especially the North. We're like done with Edinburgh. It's Patreon, podcast, tour. That's the Northwest MO. Is you get a podcast, you get a Patreon, and then you get your own fans. That's what the Northwest do. But I think sometimes when you do have that hour, and if you haven't got the profile to sell out a tour like Jamie's got, and you go, well, hang on, if I do this hour, what do I do with it? Like some comics are just filming their own hour. But then I think when you put on that hour out on YouTube and you've not toured that hour, so to me, it's probably better they do that. But for me, from a financial and work thing, I think if I put together an hour, I'd like to tour it before releasing it.
That makes sense.
Whereas people are just they're big enough to fill a room once or twice, so they do that and then they put it out to build profile. But I get that, and that's probably something I'll probably end up doing. But in an ideal world, it would be more like Jamie, and to an extent, Paul Smith. He never put an hour out. He put one out when he was on his way up in that Seal Street when he sold about 80 tickets. But like, he'd always done hours but never released anything. So when he was ready to tour, he knew what he was doing, he had the material, he had everything. So I just think a thing of it is, you go and film an hour, fill one room with 200 people once, put that on YouTube, and that'll have 5.6k views in 9 months' time. Clip that up and stick it online, see what happens. But then I go with them, that show. Imagine if you had the following when you did that show, you could have sold 5,000 tickets never on YouTube.
Very true.
That's the thing I'm wrestling with at the minute.
But I mean, surely with the tour that you're doing at the moment, like supporting with that, that's building more of a name for yourself as well. Surely.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps doing like tour support, because tour support are people who've bought tickets for a show and want to do it and want to listen and go to the show.
Yeah.
It's such a different beast for club gigs. Like club gigs are half of them probably have been dragged along. Like they've got no vested interest. Like sometimes we perform to a group of people and you're thinking, that table have there's no jeopardy in them behaving badly because they don't mind getting kicked out. So how do you try and control a table of 12 who don't mind getting asked to leave? So the club comedy becomes this like wrestle sometimes, and then that's when doing the tour support though is they're all there for that show.
Yeah.
For example, like when I did Russell Kane, I did a Russell Kane tour support in Grimsby, about 900 people, and that's like probably one of the biggest crowds I've done. But there was no like, because I'm used to like the club thing, which can be, they're being knobheads. That table over there, they've been shouting and screaming. They're dressed as fucking Smurfs, and you're thinking, and you go up there and the MC's up and then it's bubbling and it's fizzing, and you're thinking, this isn't an environment to sit and listen.
Yeah.
These people are scraping chairs, shouting drinks orders, nipping off to the toilets. Whereas when I went to do the Russell Kane, 900 people, but they're there, they pay 25, 30 quid a ticket, whatever. They get 2 pints, they sit down, and they're there to watch the show. Like you go to a cinema, you want to go to the cinema and be there and go, what do you want from the... And then it's 5 minutes in and you go, I'm just going to go get some wickets from the bar. You're like, are you going to watch the film or not?
Yeah.
And some people, so it's just doing tour support is... And they're generally fans, they're going like, right, okay, if that's the guy I like and this is the guy who's bought with him or whatever, then maybe I'll like him and I'll follow him if it goes well. So if he does alright, that's how the circuit sort of happens now. Don't know, do you know that on the circuit? Like, the bigger acts tend to have the support to help the support build.
And I mean, with your podcast, I've noticed a lot with comedian podcasts. They've got quite a ride or die fan base, haven't they? So like they kind of back you, and if you do anything like you've done the Patreon now, and kind of if you go on the tour, they will come to it, and that's kind of grown your market more. Would you agree? Or
yeah, no, I think podcast fans are diehards.
Yeah.
Mine at the minute isn't got enough of a following. Like we've got people that really love it, and we get quite a few listeners, but we're a bit under the radar at the minute. You've obviously got Have a Word and then Green Room, that are like the leading ones that are like popping off. And then you got like What's Happening as well, who are a big podcast in the Northwest, and Dead Men as well. So you got these ones that are building, and then our one at the minute is people enjoy it, people like listening to it and everything, but we couldn't quite tour off it, or we're not big enough to get. I don't know. Neither Rob or I have tried putting on an hour.
Okay.
So doing a live podcast is a different thing than actually we said we're going to do at a show. I'm going to do a show at Hot Water for an hour. Rob's going to do a show at Hot Water for an hour. So doing a live podcast show isn't quite going to see a stand up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not the same thing.
Has it sold well? The podcast.
The live podcast
show.
I haven't checked.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're just going to turn up, and if it's one person or a whole group.
We'll have to see. We bring on comics that are like popular. We try and get like acts who've been on really popular. So try and get like Phil Ellis, who's a popular guest. Jamie, if he could be asked, we probably can't now. Who else we getting on? We'll get a few other people on.
Nice.
And then bring them down. So it's just mainly us all having a laugh.
So it's just literally like the podcast live.
Yeah, and then also Jamie is doing a show on the same night that I'm supporting him on. So
nice.
Trying to tie that in with any of his leftovers that he can. If you want to go see Jamie, why not come in the afternoon and watch our live show and then go see Jamie?
Good way of catching them.
Yeah, all these little things.
Can we go back to the beginning with you and kind of how you got into kind of the comedy realm?
Right, so going right back to the beginning. So I've said this on my podcast and on my Patreon. So I sort of was not interested in stand-up really at all. Always liked laughing, always laughing in class, always not necessarily the funny one, but always up for laugh, having a laugh, getting someone to stop laughing, stop messing about, stand outside, you're laughing now and all this. Not a naughty kid, but always like laughing, lazy as well, didn't really want to, not a bad brain, not one of these I was dead, I was alright, I could get by.
Yeah.
And then I got through school, managed to get my GCSEs, because I just did. A-levels were then a slightly different beast, but I kept the same ethic.
Okay.
So I had GCSE ethic in the A-levels, and I think you just needed that little bit more. I'm not that much of a brain box that I could ace A-levels. I managed to get, I got the GCSEs all passed, got on to 6th form because that was the easy option.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
what's everyone else doing 6th form? Alright, Sam, I'll do 6th form then. And then I remember trying to get my English teacher to say, can I do A-level English? And she refused because all I did in her class was fall asleep. I just went to sleep. So I'd just be really rude and be stand my head down on the desk and sleep because I was tired. And then I went, can I do A-level? She was like, no, I don't want you to do it. So I was like, oh, fine, I'll do law. And then so I wasn't asked. Anyway.
Yeah.
So did A-levels, 2 years doing them. Everyone's there the second year. Oh, UCAS, Phil and UCAS, what's your UCAS for? And I was like, what are you all panicking about? What are you doing? And I was like, and I also got moved up when I was in year in reception because the class was too big, not because of my brain, I was the eldest. So I was always like a year behind as well.
Okay.
So I was only 17, I was like, what's everyone panicking about? UCAS and all this and that. And chill, don't bother filling it in then. And then the A-level results, they're all panicking. I was like, I know I failed, I'm not that. So I got me results like, yeah, shite. I'm like, yeah, right, shite. So I was like, well, that's it, I got a C in PE and then the rest shit. So I was like, right, and then I got home and I was like, everyone was like worried and buzzing. And then I said, oh yeah, this is the results to my mum. Said, right, well, and then I was like, after the summer, I had a great summer, just went around, do whatever. So you got to get a job. That's when shit got real. You got to get a job. I was like, what? I'm like fucking, I'm known as middle class on the same sort of thing. I'm not quite that affluent as people think. I think, but anyway, it's like, what do you mean job? Like, what? I couldn't comprehend.
Yeah.
Job. First thing was like, can sign on. Woman said you can sign on. But sound when the job centre, could not believe it. Fantastic. 100 quid every 2 weeks into your bank account. I never had any money. And then always, can you put 20 quid in the account? Can you give me a tenner? Can you put 20 quid in? Can you put 30 quid in? Can you put all that? So then I was like, what? Every other Friday, 100 quid straight in for signing on Tuesday. Saying, handed CV into Tie Rack, waiting to hear. Handed CV into Miller's Cafe, waiting to hear. There's my job search, stamp. Tons up. I was like, what is excellent? So then I do that, off the Betty's, everything or whatever, with my brother, just fucking, great time, loved it. And then, so you got to get a job. I was like, oh. So I ended up getting a job in John Lewis on supply chain at 18, and I was up at like 5:30 every morning. To go to get into town to John Lewis for like 6:30, 7 start, and then do like 7:3 or 8:4 or something. And after I did that, I was like, so what now? And then so this is work. This is what you do. And that's when fuck this. Like no. And I also wanted to be a footballer, obviously. And that dream lasted till about 20, which was a bit late to be honest with you. So I won't go into the football dream, but anyway. John Lewis did that up every month. Like, this is not happening. Started to look at, made like The Office, go and watch The Office, they're funny. Watched it, got obsessed with like the outtakes of The Office. And I was like, he looks like when he's having a fucking absolute screaming. I'm pretty sure Ricky Gervais worth 80 million because of The Office.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'll do this. I saw it and I thought, I love laughing. He's having a laugh. I could mess about. I'll be a sitcom writer. So I'll write a sitcom. So I start noting things in my notes on my phone, and I'll like go to John Lewis and note something funny, and then I'm like, wait this down. And then I've read a few books about character and everything. And I remember getting a pad. First time I got a pad, and then the first time you're trying to write a script, it's quite daunting, especially people from where I'm from. No one in the arts, no one has ever even. There's not one person in it. It's just the drama, but there's not one person that had any link to anything. So it's just like, so I read this pad's biro, and I was thinking of a script idea. I was thinking what we're going to do it about, and then started doing it about me going to the job centre, my life at the time, and then you're writing, and then you go, when am I going to write dialogue? And writing dialogue's like real. You go, oh fuck, like writing dialogue's like Dan, colon, and you're thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, again, it's like, oh, this isn't you. You're not a nerd. You're not a writer. But then my brother was unemployed as well at the time, so me and him used to make me die laughing, like just all the time. We just wind our dad up, and it was so funny, and it was just like, but it got funny because it was so real. It wasn't like fake anger, it was real anger. So when I see acting, or if I was lucky enough to get sick or something, I'd be like, you need to act this straight, none of this comedy acting. I want you to act it straight. Get wound up about, let's put this fence panel in, and just the anger, and that I loved that. I found it hysterical. The fighting, like I'd be like, oh, this is so funny. Like they fighting, like wrestling, and I was like, this is so. And then I thought, right, I'm gonna write a sitcom, and it also did some mad characters. So I've got a character called Michael Bingham that I filmed him as a documentary, thinking, right, I can make a documentary look real. Put him on YouTube, send him to production companies, they're going to go genius, get him in, boom. So did that for about 3 years, started writing, and then after probably about 18, 19 to like 21, 22, sending things off to production companies. One guy got in touch with me when I sent a DVD of the Michael Bingham guy in, and he went, come and have a chat, and I thought, this is it. This local production company. This is it now. They're going to make it, they're going to recognise me genius. And you fly it, and he went, it's good. And I was like, I think you've got quite a strong vision. I'll give you some of my guys to go away and film some of this script for whatever you think you can do on sound. Definitely. Got them. 2 days with them. Awful. Just these 3 John Law students that wanted to do cinema sort of thing, just to come and film me on my own. I was trying to organise actors and everything, and it was from the first time they got there to film the first day to the last day, It was just awful. Awful. So the one I did, I thought was funny. I enjoyed it. Edited it myself, pieced it together, sent it off. Then they tried to do it. Then it went shit. I was like, ugh. I hated it. I felt sick. The production company guy said, I don't believe the central premise of the character. That devastated me, wasted my time. I thought, what am I doing here now? Like, I'm fucked. I'm 21. I wrote this for the past 2.5 years. I filmed it, didn't go great. And then I filmed it again. With the reversed backstory, so he wasn't smackhead now, he's a fantasist. So now I'm filming this again, and that's the one that's on YouTube now. Is the one that last did it, was about 22. And then after getting nowhere with these scripts, and I've wrote all the scripts and all the sitcom, full like 6 episode ones as well, like that. Got them there. They're probably shit, but I've got them. And then I just went, oh fuck this. Like kill yourself. Like not kill. I say it like that. I'm not being that. It's not far off that though. Literally, like I could not face working a job as a job. I can't do this. I'd rather be dead. Like genuinely, I'd rather kill myself. But then I always had this thing of I was watching a lot of interviews of comedians, and they'd be like, they all did stand. I'm like, oh, there's a thing here. That all the writers of sitcoms and everyone, they've all dabbled in stand up. Yeah. And I also thought the idea that like, if they read it, they go, this isn't funny. But if you keep making rooms and people laugh around the country, they go, well, maybe he is funny, and this will be funny because he's making thousands of people laugh every time, and we're not laughing at the script. Maybe we're the ones that something wrong with us. Do you know what I mean? That's how things don't work. So I think that's why people end up going into stand-up, is to prove they're a funny person, so that it gives the script more credibility than just someone going, who are you? You're like, I'm just some guy, I think that's funny. Because something written down sometimes, especially the comedy I like, wouldn't necessarily be funny. I don't like jokes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it's going to be a funny, it's like just, it's about the vision of what I see being a funny scene. Anyway, so it's sort of like, what's the fucking point? I'd rather be dead than work a job forever. But I thought, before you kill yourself, do stand up. Yeah. Like, that's my advice to anyone that wants to kill themselves. Needs a lot of advice. Is before you do it, go and do something that's like terrifying or scary. Like, I'll do it. What I'll do is I'll go to Cuba, or I'll go somewhere. Just do something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, and go. Well, you might as well do that because you're gonna be dead anyway. I know this is dark now.
Yeah, no.
But like, that's what it felt like. Like, it felt, I was so alien to doing stand-up. Like, there's absolutely no way someone like me and my voice can make anyone laugh. You're not going to be able to do this. But I thought, it's that, or... Yeah. So I thought, we'll do that. That'll be that terrible that you'll want to end it all. And then you go up on stage, you do it, you come off, after you get gonged off after 2.5 minutes, and then you go home, you go back to work, and you realise no one gives a fuck. And then you go, oh, I'll do it again. That's how I ended up doing stand-up. Went up there, one time, 2.5 minutes, gonged off, came down, off the stage at the Frog and Bucket, had a pint, went on the train back, went to bed, woke up, no one knew I'd done it, didn't tell friends, family, anyone like that. Just went to work again. 2 days later, I was thinking, oh well, nothing's happened there. It's not that bad. Yeah. Dying on your arse in front of anyone or something going terribly isn't that bad. People don't care. There's not many things I think you could have a go at that people would generally care about. They've got other shit going on. Yeah. Apart from like when you're young, when you're 16 to 22, people are still working their lives out and they haven't had life twat them yet. They haven't been twatted by life, so they go, oh, have you seen Dingy doing this? We'll share that. By the time they get to 30, they've got shit going on. They've got paying bills, people are dying, people are getting sick, people are breaking down, the family got to help them out, they've got this going on. So they haven't really got time to give a shit about what you do. So that I just think so that's how I ended up doing it when it wasn't that bad. So I went, well, I'll just do this, and I think I'll get good at this. And then I notoriously died for 18 months. Okay. Tanked every gig, pretty much. Couldn't speak, couldn't finish a sentence. Because when I'd watch a comic, have I gone on too long here? Do we need to?
No.
When I'd watch a comic, like I remember like watching like someone like Steve Shanyaski in the Holiday Inn when Hot Water was in the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
And he's loud and he's with punchlines and that. And because of the laughter in his thing, it sounded like there was never any silence. And I was like, well, you've got to be like this. And then I realised, oh, there is silence, but it's like the laugh, then you let them laugh, then you go again. But I used to go up there, and as soon as I hear the silence, as soon as well stay silent, and then as soon as that applause goes down, I'm speaking, and there's no laughter. And I go, oh fuck, and then I'm panicking now, and then I'm mumbling and I'm muttering, and then there's no laugh points because it's been blind panic from the first bit of silence I heard.
Yeah.
And then I just did that for 18 months, and it got to the point where people were going like, Paul Smith was like when he wasn't massive, he was doing like every time I turned up on a Sunday and I was on the bill, everyone's like, fuck, you know, I mean, don't know how the hell this guy's fucking got the energy to keep coming back. Like every gig is he's just muttering and mumbling off into nothing. And then audiences laugh sometimes because they're quite kind. Some of them are quite kind on Sunday and amateur night. And then at one gong show at Beat the Frog. I did a gong show in Liverpool for Hot Water in this cellar bar. And then I was doing shit. Half empty room, doing shit. And then someone put a card up. And then I just went, oh, fuck this. And I just started ranting. And then that was getting laughs, and that was quite funny, and I got through to the end there. And I was like, oh wow, and then I got to the point when I went, right, just go up on stage and say what you want to say. And just say what you want to say.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the laughs. Don't worry about it getting that, just say what you want to say now, because you've done this for 18 months, 2 years now, and it's gone nowhere, because you're not speaking. You're just going, oh, and I was fucking, that was it. That was it. I was like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with this man? And then I just went up and Beat the Frog, and I just said, I got my words out, and I smashed it, and I did well. And I was sort of stamping on laughs a bit, so I was just like, I just want to get this out. Get what you thought out. Say it audibly, and at least let them listen to that. And then that went well, and then from then, it was Dan Nightingale compared it, and then I think he sort of put a word in for me about, oh, he smashed it, Beat the Frog, he did well this, and then people started giving me tens, and you know, oh, you can come do 10 minutes here for that, and then you think, and then you're thinking, oh, it's going somewhere now, because you're getting 10 minutes at a proper gig sort of thing. You turn up, there's like people in seats and a stage and that, not like by a fruit machine. You go, I'm doing a 10 here now, and then you get more confident, and then the more confident longer I kept going, the more you learn. And then you just start seeing other acts. I remember when I seen Seymour Mace opening in Hartlepool, and he went on, and Seymour's a bit of not as much of a mainstream act, he's a bit more sort of weirder, but he's brilliant, everyone loves him. And he went on in Hartlepool, and I seen him do 5 minutes, and it was to not much. And then as the 20 went on, he was smashing it.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, you can just start and talk and let them see you're confident. Little things like that I just never even entered my head. So like, just seem like you can go up there, you can say your first few lines, they can get nothing, and you just go, okay, this is just, I'm still confident, still in control, still everything's fine, I'm not panicking, so you don't need to panic, and then that works. And then when I learned that, that's when I became a little bit better at slowing down and being still on stage, and it just takes time to get there. So that's how I started, basically just going like, death of despair, you're going to fucking kill yourself, you might have to give stand up and go, it's not actually that bad when you die in your arse. I'll just keep doing this then until I think I get good at it, because I thought I can make people laugh. I think I've seen funny things and observed funny things in the world to go, I can do that. I listen to comedians, I felt relatable to comedians. I was more interested in hearing about their life than about listening to their stand-up. I was like, I want to know what they think, like how they feel about performing, how they got into it. And so there's a lot of similarities with the big comedians to other comedians. Like, oh yeah, I'm like them. So I thought, I'm like them, I think I'm funny, I'll get there. And then it just sort of worked itself out.
But I mean, what it's showing now is, of course, at the beginning you were saying you don't know about success and you don't know if you'd associate yourself with it. But what you're showing is that there is ups and downs. Yes, you didn't know what you were doing. You kind of was lost with what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But you've just shown that, I'm going to grind at something and look where you are now. So.
Still, you can still be lost now as a stand-up. Because you get disillusioned with it. You go, what is this? Where's it going for me now? So like you say, when you sort of equate your success. I suppose you can be where I'm at now, and you could be as happy as you want to be.
Yeah.
Happiness is, I think, you dictate about what your success is. By like where I'm at, some people go that will be more than enough success. But then sometimes you go like, what if I start telling myself that? Am I just that guy now? Yeah. So there's that fight you always got to have with yourself about being content, being happy with where you are, and whatever comes. And then you think, but if you're content and happy with whatever comes, everyone that seems to be at the top seems to be this like sort of sociopathic, fucking on this one single mind. You think I've got to be that. So you go, if I'm just sort of saying, well, I'm making a living.
Yeah.
You go, well, then that's all you're going to make then. And you think, oh, now I need to be unhappy with this to get there. And then I think that fucks you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you just go, I'm happy with what I do, you know, then that's all you're going to do then. But then you go, right, well, don't be like that. Be unhappy with where you're at. Even though what some people, say, I imagine it happens with even bigger comics who are doing like 2,000 seaters, they might go, why am I not doing the arena? Do you know what I mean? It's that level thing. It's that level.
Pushing for more, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that thing of going, I'm successful, that's it, you know, like, I do this. Like you said to me now, would you be after selling 50,000 tickets a year for the next 25 years? I'd probably go, I'll be content with that.
Yeah.
But then I'd also go, I don't want to say I'd be content with that because I go, no. Because then is that my peaking out there?
Yeah, true.
But that 50,000 tickets for 25 years, that's not bad. That's successful in your own realm. But then you go, but then what about if I want to do 500,000 tickets in a year? Like there's just so many things like that.
No, I like that. I mean, it's.
I think that's true in all careers, in everything. Which is why you get the people at the top, like, are all coke and everything because they're just
they need to be on it.
Yeah,
and they need to be producing more and more and more.
Yeah,
and that's where they fall off the bandwagon.
Yeah, and they look at it and they go like, why can't you just have 2 Bugattis? Well, he's got 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you go like, well, they've got 3. You're like, yeah, but you've got 2 Bugattis. Like, you know,
still a lot.
It never ends. But then I think we're sold that thing in the media of this non-stop grind thing.
Yeah.
It was like, keep your grind. You're like, I'm not doing. Why? What do you mean, keep your grind? When do you go that the grind's done now?
That's it.
I've got 300 million. Is the grind not done? Like in entertainment. So you look at like Kevin Hart, and you'd be like, he's just more. You think, and I'm going, well, would he not just be fine with just half of that, and he could have just chilled? Well, he probably wouldn't be Kevin. He wouldn't be where he is. He wouldn't have half of that if he didn't have the mindset to go further.
True.
It's all these things that I just think about, and you go like, do I just say I'm content? No, because then you're going to be. That's what you're going to be.
And with the not being content, do you feel that's where the podcast came in to kind of
the podcast came in
to the? Do you feel like it was comedy, and then you were like, right, I need to strive for something else?
Content.
Yeah.
It's everyone else has got one content, and then have a word. Obviously, I do have a grievance with them in so much that I think they've conned the rest of us. They've conned the rest of the comedy world, thinking. Especially in the UK, that we can all make X amount of money a month, and it's like he can, but it's hard, and we are an anomaly in a way.
Yeah,
and it's just like so you go like it's all just
How do you find podcasting compared to stand up?
Podcasting is a slog. It's a slog, as you know, with getting guests. You know, guests pulling. You go, I've got to do this now. I'm going away. Well, we need to get this recorded, and they're not short either.
No,
the travelling time, setting up. I mean, the 2-3 hours of your day for what? For nothing.
Very true.
For no money, and you go. At what point do you go? That's enough for this now. Like, if you look at the podcast world, you go like, right, you've been doing it 3-4 years. It's not grown. But then you go, but what if I kept, what if I kept going? What if we got one guest, or what if something pops or something like that? That's what fucks me. Is just that whole thing of when do you go, nah? Like when is it when do you go, no?
That's the thing, and I mean, I saw some statistics the other day that was 99% of people don't get past 50.
Yeah.
And 95 don't get past 100.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's billions of podcasts.
Yeah, this is it. So that's how many there is.
Yeah, and yeah.
So you've got to think you're now above 100. So now you're into that like elite realm.
That's a very positive way of looking at it. I don't like that. I like misery. But there's so many things. This is why I struggle with talking on podcasts, especially with you getting an hour, because I will just ramble and rattle off the way of. So I go, oh this, but then I go, oh this, and then I think this, and I think this, and go, well that is that enough? They go, well that pops that, then they're away, then you're back, and this constant tussle of what is it you want? Like if you could say what you want, and you could say what is it you want? You go, I want that.
Yeah.
It would probably be unrealistic.
But the thing is with podcasts as well, especially with yours, because it's more free-flowing and conversational, a lot of people, well, when I've listened, it feels like, you're involved in the conversation even though you're not saying a word. Does that make sense? So they're like, they may feel involved, they might feel very isolated, and I feel like with yours compared to others, that it feels like you're in a conversation with people.
Raw. We advertise ourselves as a guerrilla movement. we're a guerrilla podcast. So like we fight the war with sweatpants, tuxedo shoes, to quote Patrice O'Neill. You know what I mean? They were there. We're not an army. We're there. We're guerrilla warfare. Like we're out. We're rough and ready. We shit in a bag and move like the SAS. It's just like there's no slick machine here. We're guerrilla. Like. Yeah. Anytime, any place, anywhere we go.
No, I like that. Do you
can have it if you want it. I'll ask anyone.
That should be the slogan for your podcast.
Well, it's called another one, isn't it? Like another one. That's another one's come out. That's the whole thing of it. But no, what are we saying about the podcast? It's a guerrilla movement.
Yeah, it's a guerrilla movement. Do you know how you said that it was raw? Do you edit it a lot?
No.
Do you edit any of it?
This isn't as much as I'd like to. As much as I say, I do stand by that. The whole podcast is written.
Yeah.
It's written. The guests come on. They don't know what they're about to say, but we manipulate their minds to say what they're going to say, and it's one of the greatest pieces of art that will not be recognised. So I don't know whether this makes sense. It's a Renaissance piece. I don't know what that means, but people will go, my God, that podcast was way ahead of the game. They were the characters. Rob and I are the characters. And then if we try to sell it as art, people might watch it and go, this is interesting, this. And really it's just two fat lads who haven't got the energy to produce a podcast. Just turn up, sit there.
Is it literally just you two?
That's it, there's no team. It's why it's guerrilla. Have you got a team?
Me.
Exactly! You're guerrilla.
We're guerrilla, yeah. Fair play.
You're out there in the wild. You've got a backpack and you've got your gun and you're just moving through the jungle, just fucking ready to go.
Ready to shoot out another.
Yeah.
Of course, we've gone through.
Yeah, we've waffled there. I have waffled. I did tell you I was going to waffle.
It's cool. I like it. So we've kind of gone through your kind of history, shall we say.
Any hate listeners to this right now, I hope you're enjoying it as well. Listen to me go, that fucking gobshite talking and all that highfalutin nonsense.
Oh no, I think it's good. It's good. And you've been inspiring in times as well, so it's good.
Inspired? Now, today?
No. What you said about your history, like,
okay.
I think so anyway. It shows determination to push on with your guerrilla movement.
But I also think I'm inspired in so much as the one that you go like Jamie's off sort of thing. He's off.
Yeah.
I'm still in the thick of it. So I'm with the listener right now. The listener here is miserable. I'm thinking, oh no, I'm not popping off in what I want to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, I hear you, brother. I feel you right now, Philip speaker.
No,
I see
no,
you sat there. The phone's on the armchair. You got a pot noodle. You got half a glass of Rioja. Everyone's in bed. It's 11:30. You've just had a bad gig or something's not gone right in the office. You didn't get the job. That other cunt got it. You're there with your pot noodle now and you're thinking it's all over now. I'm with you. I see you. I'm there. Touch the screen and feel me. Touch the screen and feel me. Because I'm there.
How many
Get
people
yourself
do you think
another
will
glass of
actually be touching the screen?
I hope they're there touching it going, I feel you, man. I know I'm in the struggle with you, bro.
Just the episode out of your face to screen.
And then once, if I ever get successful, fuck all you. I feel fine saying that now.
Oh, no, I like it. So, of course, we've looked at your career. What would you say is your biggest achievement?
I would say biggest achievement is the fact that, I mean, I'm very I'm apprehensive to ever say I've achieved anything because that's just not my nature. I'm not that guy. But I suppose getting good enough to perform regularly on the circuit well, we're all in the same boat. I think anyone that achieves becoming a comedian to a professional standard and considered like, they make a living from this. Generally, apart from some of the Nepo babies, I'm not naming any of them, Elliot Steele. No, love Elliot. Need to get Elliot on, he's great. But no, apart from like when you've got like a lot of comedians that come from like no artist background, especially like circuit ones as well, but like just some kids who went fuck this, I'm having a go. And we just kept going. So I think the idea that actually doing it to a professional level is going, well, that's quite something because everybody in your life's going, you don't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone for years until I got to the point where I had to. But I was like, because this is embarrassing, man. Like, what, you going where for what? Ashby for nothing. And then after 2 years, you go into Ashby again for 20 quid. And they go, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? The concern, genuine concern for your welfare. Go like, you've been in work all day and now you're driving a 5-hour trip to Leicester and back for no money. And you've been doing this for 4 years, man. And they go like, are you sure you should go that far? Do you know what I mean? They're like, do you have to go that far? My mum said, like, it's a bit far, that, isn't it, on a Thursday for 20 quid? And you're going like, yeah, I've got to go. And then, after now at a point, I go, well, this is what I'm doing. So he's doing a lot of driving, and then I agree. I go, yeah, it's too far for that. But I've got to do it now, because that's how I earn money. Yeah. Like, you're like, oh, what are we doing that? That's when you get in your head, you go like, so hang on, I'm going to Leicester for that. Whereas that guy's going to Leicester to do his own show for that.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, now that's when you get to it. We were both the same thing. We were both going to Leicester for the same amount. One pot, boom. He's going to Leicester for different money now. Whereas I'm going for the same. And that's when you go, oh, that's why I need to push on. Because that's the thing in stand-up as well. You're all looking at people and you go, like, you started with them and they're doing what you're doing. You're all doing the same thing, aren't we? Yeah. Up on stage telling funny things or whatever. But they're getting paid an astronomical amount and you're getting paid costs. And you're going like, oh no. That's the panic. Yeah. That's the panic because you go, I want to be doing this and be remunerated well. Because it's hard as well. Yeah. It is hard to turn up at gigs and you go, no one knows you, no one really cares. Some gigs are nice, some gigs aren't. You go like, and sometimes you go like, I'd rather if I had to go and gig for no money, 10 minutes from my house, than turn up here for that amount to do the same set or what I'm doing. Yeah. And you go like, I think I'd rather step back, gig locally, and then just be more select. That's what happened, especially with COVID. Like, comedians aren't travelling now, the cost of living, trains, everything. People aren't really putting the especially like London, to like going out of London now, it's not worth it for them. Yeah. So the circuit has gotten a bit smaller in that regard, I think. Which do you think that's made you thrive more because you're willing to kind of go about a bit? Or I do gig a lot. I'm willing to travel a lot because I need money. Like I need it. You know what I mean? Yeah. broke. Like I'm thinking I can't not go to. Like I had one day off in October, and now just filled it with a gig. Because I go. I've got to do. I need that money because also this game's a smash and grab sometimes. You're thinking if you're not going to grab big, you've got to grab a lot when you can get it.
Yeah.
Because it does. It's same with any business or self-employment. I think, especially in the arts, you're thinking this is smash and grab. Like you get big, you get a viral clip. The industry, they're on you quick. Get this show. We can sell tickets. You're hot now.
Yeah.
When there's heat on you, you get in and out. So like it bank job it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have a good Apollo set back in the day. It was like, get them on Mock, get them on this, get them on Jonathan Moss, get them on this, get them on that. They'll sell the arena, cash, money. Get them in, get out, bang, gone. This game is about new. And then the older you get, the more you go, oh no. The people that started 10 years before you are doing arenas, you go, oh no. Oh, and then that's the panic.
So, for people trying to get into comedy and kind of...
What was the initial question?
It was
about privacy. Sort of getting to do it as a profession. So that's
nice. And then, of course, for anyone that...
Oh, I'm a daughter. Go on.
I like how you just took that in.
Yeah.
Do you think for people that are trying to get in, of course, you said becoming professional is your career high. Do you know of a time where something on or off stage has kind of defined you to kind of push on? Or so for people that might be like you when you have that 12, 18 months and they're hitting kind of the same form each set, what's something that defines you to kind of push to the next level?
So dying for 18 months and that being how miserable that was pushed me to just speak audibly and get through it. At least that, then at least you've got your idea. So 18 months of misery at the start was like, this is embarrassing, I'll sort it. And then also is when I had my daughter, that went, oh shit, this is real. Now you can't go to Ashby, or you can't go to Leicester, or you can't go to Nottingham, or you can't go to Glasgow for expenses. You've got to be home or earning.
Yeah.
And then that meant every time I went to gig, like from 2014 to 2017, when I had my daughter, so 2014, it was just sort of me pissing about, turning up on a Sunday, having a few cans, doing big, just sort of really messing about with it.
Yeah.
When I found out going to have the daughter, I was like, right, you've got to, every gig now, you've got to get better, and you've got to really smash it, and you've got to, so that was what the catalyst for getting me to being a pro. Otherwise, I probably would have just floated around another couple of years and gradually got better, but I probably wouldn't be where I'm at now at the time I'm at. Given how lazy I know I am and my ethic is only when I go like, well, you if you're not in, you better be earning, basically.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like I have no time to do anything now. It's just like you're never in because you're working all the time. And this is why you want to earn more money because you don't want to be going out Wednesday to Sunday every evening.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just a job. It's not as bad. I'm not painting like it's a bad job, but it is like sometimes on Saturday night you're thinking I see some people walking around the village having a pint with a takeaway going back on Saturday night thinking that'd be nice, and I'm there going like, well, it's 3 o'clock now, but I've got to be in the car for 6 to drive to fucking some arse end of nowhere in a village hall, and I've gone, oh. And it keeps me off. It keeps me away from alcohol though. That's a blessing as well. Because I'm probably an alcoholic as well, so I've got everything. But like, it keeps me from doing that. So it's good in that regard. It's like you've got to drive, so therefore you're not drinking at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Nice.
Because I think if I didn't, if I didn't do comedy, I'd just be like, you already heard me say, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So I'd just be there, you go, bot, necking.
As soon as you get in at 5 o'clock.
It'd be, every night I'd be like, what's the fucking point? Drink. I think that's probably why people do. They go, what's the fucking point? And they just have a drink. They're not working on it or they're not doing it, and for whatever circumstance they give themselves, they've gone, well, that's why I'm not doing it. And that's fine. I wouldn't judge it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I'm the same. I completely see that. I see anyone who's a wreck or an alcoholic, and I'm like, yes, fine. Yes, I understand that. People who end up going into drugs, I'm like, well, yeah, that's probably what. If I was from that background, and that was what, and it now brought up with people doing, like selling drugs, and that was it. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not working the shit job, So if I was in a shit job, it was just so that I wasn't sort of around people selling drugs and all that, I probably hadn't ended up doing that. But like if I was there and then they were going like, well, do you want to earn $2,000 for standing on there for 4 hours? I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, fuck it. Just easy, innit? And then you end up in that world.
Yeah.
Same with that, it's just so you just sort of, I just basically want to find something I feel like doesn't feel like work. And of all the jobs, if you told me now there's another job that I could earn the same money at, that involved less what I would consider work than stand-up, I'd be interested to hear. I'd be interested. I go, what's that role then? What do you do? Oh, you just sit and play on your phone and then go for a walk and have a coffee. Basically, you're retired, but we'll pay you X amount of money a year. I go, I'll do that job then. Do you know what I mean?
It can be swayed easily.
Yeah, if you said to me like this, I say that. I do think I do like stand-up though. I don't think I'd get to where I am. I think I do. I would eventually go, I'll do a gig now.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I would go, I'll potter for my wages. I'll go to Cafe Nero, have a cake and a coffee, go to the gym, get paid my wage for that job, whoever's paying me for that. When the machines take over and they're gonna pay you for something, I'll be like, right, so that'll do me. And then I'll go and gig at night for fun.
Nice. And I mean, it's really like uplifting. So now I'm going to ask you for one piece of advice. I mean, it might be hard for you, but one piece of advice to younger people that are wanting to break through, or your younger self if you could go back.
Advice. I don't know. I think I've thought this myself, but also like I say, I wouldn't advice sort of. I think just sort of give sort of information. Like Kevin, I've listened to a few Kevin R ones, and he says he gives information, not advice, because advice is like, do this, whereas information is just like, well, this is what happened to me, you do whatever happened to you.
Yeah.
Which is what I've always thought about when people, I've never really given advice. Like, I have a comics give me advice, and I've been like, right, okay, but I've looked at them and gone, I don't really like what you do.
Yeah.
I'm not, well, like, they're not even professionals, it's when you're starting out, so you get other open spots who are other comedians. When you're all open spots, the open mic circuit is just wild. All kinds of people in there, you know, criminals, everything you can think of on that open mic circuit, and he's coming off telling me what to. I'm like, oh yeah, no. I'll take it if somebody that I respect is good. I'll be like, oh right, any advice, any information. And often I find that the people that will give advice and useful stuff won't be forthright. They'll just go, well, this is what I think. You do with it whatever you want. You know what I mean? So, so what would I advise? So for comedy,
yeah,
you want to get to stand up. Oh right, so if you want to get just general advice, fix your mortgage. I don't know what that means, but we did it a few years ago and I think it's good. And my mum did it, I'm useless. I said, what, just do it. Advice for someone who wants to maybe start stand up. This seems stupid, but I would say keep applying for gigs.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say keep gigging, and that's not in your control sometimes because someone's got to give you the gig.
Yeah.
And I think that's a hard part of stand-up because when I started, I never knew how to get a gig. I did about 10, 12 gigs in my first year, so I didn't know anyone. 2 of the gigs I turned up at a bar at an open mic and said, can I go on? I almost got headbutted at one of them because I started swearing and there was a kids' party and big Glaswegian fella come on. Anyway, there's a guy who wants to do a bit of stand-up now, and then I come on, the band stopped playing, I come on about 6 o'clock on a Friday, and this pub with kids coming out, big geezers, and I start swearing like anything. Comes up to me and goes, you fucking swear, there's wee kiddies over here. And I was like, oh, so I was leaving, went to the pub, went home, and my mates were like, alright, and I was like, alright, and they didn't know what I did. I just was in the pub at 8:30, they were like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, just been at work. They had no idea, I'd just been threatened by some fellas. So my take would be, keep applying for gigs.
Nice.
So there's forums on Facebook and everything. So Facebook Comedy Forum, Comedy Collective, that's more London. There's always spots going there. So look at them. Do the gong shows like Beat the Frog. Because the gong shows are good because when it's going bad, they'll get you off.
Yeah.
That people go, oh no, you shouldn't be. But because I was that bad, I know that they're safe. They were kind.
Yeah.
Some of the gongings I got were kind. Like they gone, we barely laughed for 2-3 minutes here. It's not getting better. This is an amateur. Just get him off and let him come back in 6 weeks or whatever. So do the gong shows because they will get you off when you do it, and when you get through, generally you're doing all right.
Yeah.
keep applying, because that's the energy.
Okay.
The energy, that's what takes the energy, is actually sending the email, sending the message. Because you go, there's the gig, and you go, I can't bring myself to apply for that, because I won't get it and I can't be bothered. It happens with, even as a professional, you look at a gig, you go, I can't even be asked to send out an email now. But like as a new act, so keep applying, because they go, can't get stage time. But I think acts can get stage time now, a lot more. So keep applying for gigs is what I'd say. And I don't know, because there's all the standard stuff, isn't there? You know, you just keep gigging is the one, that you just keep going up there, keep getting up there. But like, I'm trying to think of the times when you've gone, this is done now. What happened to me sometimes is I'd have such a bad gig that it would go, right, you've got to change now.
Yeah.
Like, it would go, I'd be doing well with it, and then you just get a bit, either you outgrow the material, it stops working, something's happened where you go, this isn't working now, or you just die so bad, or you just struggle, and you go, I didn't know what to do then. Like, usually, I've done a 10, it went fine. I've done a 10 and it didn't go fine. You know, I didn't know what to do, I didn't have any gears then. And that's when you go, you need to get another bit now. And that used to give me the impetus to write again.
Okay, nice.
So I would say whenever you have a bad gig, that's usually a good time to spare you on. Because that's make or break then. If you have a bad gig and you go, there's nothing I could have done, and I couldn't be any good, write something else.
Yeah.
And just see if that works. And sometimes you have a bad gig, but like, keep writing, keep gigging is what every comedian will tell you. And it just seems like giving that advice seems a bit pointless. That's what they hear all the time.
Yeah.
So the one to keep applying, just, you know, be nice. Be nice is always good for life and everything. Just be easy to work with. Here it is. Excuse me. Inside the acting studio here right now. Just trying to give some sage bit of advice about the circuit. Oh, you wouldn't want to listen to this after the first 5 tonight, would you? For the non-viewer, do that. Jamie's just coming for his Peroni. How'd it go?
Yeah, I smashed it.
Yeah, of course. I ended at the start. It was a bit
Took me a while.
Did it?
Got there.
Sorry, this podcast got.
It's alright, no.
What advice did you give?
Don't let good gigs get to your head.
Oh, that one you just said that. Yeah. I said keep applying for gigs. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know what else.
I thought of a good one.
It's good.
Don't let the fear of failure stop you from striving for success.
Right, yeah.
But know when to give up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that, though, isn't it? Like, I've been saying the whole podcast.
Know when to go.
The whole podcast I've been saying about, like, oh, he's going to Leicester for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to Leicester for that. And that's when you get the panic.
Yeah,
that's it. And I've also said on the podcast that the irony is lost. I'm doing the successful, saying that I should be doing the podcast, peeking into the abyss. But no, sorry, it's all about a bit
okay.
green room
Pretend
now.
I'm not in it.
You can't do that, can you? Though? I generally don't know about any advice. That's keep applying for gigs.
No, wicked.
And just whenever you have a tough one, use that to write a bit more, because you get lazy probably and be like, that 10 works, that 15 works, that 20 works, I'm fine now. Then you have a 20, you go, oh no, that was hard. So then you go, oh, that wasn't good. And a better comedian would have been able to do more stuff or have more stuff for that room. So then that's what generally gets me getting there. I come off a gig and I go, you need to write, you need to get some more stuff, lad, because that wasn't good enough.
No.
So I'll be on the way back in the car going, like, right now you need to go through the new stuff notes you've been making and make some of this into something.
Do you evaluate after your gig? So, like, you drive to and from tonight,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to kind of think about tonight and be like, oh, can I add more? Can I change stuff? Or not?
No, because tonight started, because I'm on the tour, I'm a bit complacent. Like, I've been busy. So I'm a bit like, well, just getting up there, whatever. And I went up there, I was probably a little bit too relaxed, a bit unprepared. Turned up here 10 minutes before the stage went on, cold, and I was just like, probably a bit not in it. And we just done the Grey as well, which is a lovely room. And I went on there and I was just on being on the cloud. And then he was a little bit eggy at the start. And I was like, oh shit, no, you need to start now. And then I got it going. But like the first 2-3 minutes, it was like, ooh. And then I went, all right, come on now, start it. And then it went fine.
Nice.
And tonight won't be a long drive home of checking out, whether I've got it. But that might come on the tour. We're both hoping for that anyway, aren't we?
What?
We're both hoping for a full 20, straight 20 deck.
Oh, yeah.
Just one out of 25
Yeah,
days.
because there's no jeopardy. It's not like.
Well, I said to you, do you reckon?
Really like.
Well, I said to
You're
you.
going to get sacked from me, don't you?
Yeah, but I said to you, would it have an effect on your shot? And you think it would. And I thought, oh, maybe it would. Yeah.
I think it would.
A death.
A death.
Yeah. But they're good to hear of, though, aren't they?
They're good to hear of, but
Yeah,
it's
but
like
for you-
in the room, it's like it's going to take me 15 to
Yeah.
get them back,
Yeah, so, I'm not going to purposely start dying. Although I've got it in my gears. Don't test me.
Oh, no, he's got it.
I'll take my career to the fucking pits. As long as it's funny. As long as somebody's laughing at it. Like, if you would enjoy watching me die, I'd be like, oh, go on then. Go on then.
There's nothing better than seeing your mate die.
Yeah.
There's
I'd
nothing-
love to see him have a tough one.
Because we've seen each other refit that often.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just have a dud one now.
You don't need to.
Well, the thing is with you, that now that because he's not going to be in the corner of a pub when no one's asked, and that's what I go. I'd love to see him again when no one knew him.
Yeah.
Just in a room that wasn't great,
Yeah.
but he's out there now. It's good. It's done, and it's nice. It's good for him. The fact he's not going to have to go into that war zone, that absolute battlefield.
I've got trench foot though. I'll serve you.
Yeah. That's another thing on the series. You see some acts that go, and you think, that's a 9-year guy who's been in the fucking shit,
And you see someone who cherry picked and just you don't know.
Yeah.
I had a tough one at this corporate. What, he's getting paid £5
Yeah.
for? Fuck off me.
Yeah, like we've turned. It was like I had the
I've died for 50 quid in my tea.
I saw a poster one that the hot pot was to be confirmed.
Right.
That I'm more available than mince. They don't know whether they're going to have the mince there at the gig, but they'll have me. And you just think, and people only buy a ticket for the hot pot. People are there for the dinner, and you're the
I've
second.
seen people go, do we have to sit through the comedy? Just have the hot pot and fuck off.
Sit through it.
We just want to have a hot pot and get the snooker.
Oh, God.
No more advice. I need to try and prepare advice. Well, you've got your little saying. I've heard you say that one before.
Yeah. I'm good for new acts.
What do you mean?
I always give them advice and stuff. Well, if they ask for it, I don't give them solicited advice.
When you were in the trenches.
Well, they don't ask as much in the trenches.
Right.
Hello.
Hi, Ellie. Is Ellie now?
Hi,
Yes.
There you go.
just a reminder to give your passes back.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. You don't have to do it now, just
yes.
a reminder anyway.
Yes.
Cheers. See you, Ellie.
Just one of the showrunners asking for my access.
He had a lanyard on for the gig.
That's one bit of advice, new access. Always remember where you put your AAA pass.
Yeah, and always be nice to venue staff
Oh,
because they can
Listen.
finish it.
listen. The people who run the world. Beyonce runs the world. Girls don't run the world. Soundtex run the world.
Who?
Soundtex.
Who are they?
Getting feedback.
Oh, Soundtex.
Yeah.
I said Samtex.
Oh, no.
Soundtex. I'm deaf as well, Adam.
Soundtex run the world, mate.
They can make or break you. They're the
always-
ones that fill in the feedback.
But yeah, they fill the feedback forms, but they're all little worms. So if you go to them and go, that feedback's going to be good in it.
This is my episode, so I'm not having to go on. Say what?
I think you should threaten Soundtex to give you good
Oh,
feedback.
right. Good feedback.
Yeah, you bully them to give you good feedback.
Right. Who have you bullied for that?
Those little worms out there, you have a pint with them after, because they've got no mates.
Right.
You're like, yes, lad, come on.
What, who? What clubs?
I'll tell you.
Ah, come on. No one's listening to the Wozniak speaking into success. Come on. Come on,
Oh, you just do your will.
one.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
play the game proper.
Yeah. Well, I don't play the game proper, as we know this. What a record this has been.
I know, yeah.
What an episode.
I've got some quick fire questions. If you're ready,
Fire them away.
you can jump
I
in if you.
won't.
Okay.
You can jump in.
You can come at him if he says something stupid.
Alright, mate. I've opened up to you. Oh, the star's in now, is it? You know what? I'll be your first fucking walk off. You know what, Jamie? You finish this podcast. I've got a 3-hour drive home now.
So funny, you're on a therapy couch as well.
I was going to lie down that way and be like therapy. Go on.
So the first one is you're hosting the gig. I asked you this as well. So of course you're the headliner.
Of course.
Who are you having to support you? No pressure. He did say.
Right.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah. So, what? Yeah, I'll have Jamie. Good. Have a pint in that, and you get ladders.
That's one of my things. Is we spoke about this.
Oh, the green room.
Is you need to split piss heads from non-piss heads.
Yeah.
Sort of thing about diversity of like race and gender and stuff, and styles, which I get, but there's also got to be just put the piss heads together and keep like the vegans together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. No, because when you'll check a lineup, so say you do a glee or somewhere you stay over, that green, you go like you just want a team of piss heads there. So you want like someone that like Stade goes hard. Stade will go hard. Like so Hutchie, who else is a piss guy? Phil Ellis, Bevies, and I get on well with Phil. Who else is a pisser? See, I'm hastening to put Robin. Because he's in bloody glee. I can't even. I don't really know anymore. Who did you put in?
Who did I put in? I know I put Wozniak.
I think he just went Wozniak.
I was just being in.
I think he just went you two.
In terms of piss heads, I'd have Jojo there.
I know.
I've got the to success. How do you solve it?
EBM 1995.
Oh.
What did I message you?
I can't remember.
I said, tell Simon he fumbled that like going Anna in the first minute.
Oh shit.
Oh, you got it, yeah. I got it on audio as well. Sorry.
What's that experience? Peeking into something.
Nice to meet you, mate.
I'm
doing a success podcast.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Freon's a good piss.
Yeah, I know. I'm a good what?
I'd have Freon, yeah.
What?
Just talking about people I'd like on a bill with me.
Right.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
Actually, no, these two drinks too much.
I'll do me successful through authority. That's it.
Hutchie Ellis, and I'll just put Rob Thomason so that I don't get any more.
Jojo's good.
I've never been on the piss with Jojo. Never on. Is she always up for it? Yeah.
Yeah, sick. So good.
I've been on the one with Stade at Nottingham Glee.
I'll tell you who boozes. I'll tell you who's a good boozer, like Ignacio.
Yes, yeah. We took
shout.
Lopez in for a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have Lopez on as well. I had a good one in Nottingham. And then, yeah, so I'll have Hutchie, Ellis, Ignacio, and I'll just put Rob Thomas in there. Rob Thomas and Ignacio doing 2 5s in the middle.
Sweet. Karaoke song. Go-to karaoke song.
Oh,
You can do a rendition if you like.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want it to be Mac the Knife. I don't want it to be, but I think it'd have to be that. And you want me to do it?
If you want. I mean...
Oh, the shopping has such teeth. I've got COVID at the minute, so I can't really do it by hand. And shows in pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Mackie big, and he keeps it out of sight. And now when the shark bites, but with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread. Her fancy gloves, though, was all Maggie Bay. So there's never a trace of red. Now on the sidewalk, I've done the verses there.
No.
All out of order.
No.
But like today's performance, to be honest.
Do you know what would be great? If you are absolutely tanking
I did that.
Wheel out back.
I have got COVID as well at the minute, so that's why my voice has been off.
No.
I haven't got COVID.
No, it's all good.
Okay. That was embarrassing.
So if you've got a chef and he makes you a meal, and you can put one thing to eat, one thing to drink, and someone to eat it with, who are you choosing? And what are you eating and drinking?
Everyone knows I'd probably say steak.
Red wine.
And red wine.
No.
Who am I eating it with? Anyone.
Yeah, anyone. You can choose dead, alive, your nan, your
I
mum.
was going to say my daughter for a laugh, but I think no. Who am I having a steak with? Clip that, put that out. No, because you imagine if someone said the daughter and you were like the kids, you'd be like, oh, come on. Who do you think would be a funny person to have a bit of food with? It's too many. I'd have it with anyone. I love that meal. I'm just trying to think of someone weird. Who would you have?
Who did I say?
I can't remember.
Sans fans.
Oh God.
I know. What do you got?
I don't like eating with people. It's a very individual thing.
Yeah, but someone that'd be funny, like, do you know what I mean?
Do you still doing a podcast?
Yeah, we're wrapping up now, yeah. Oh, just the bouncer at the Penta Hotel. I'd have it with them. Whoever's on that, I'd have it with them.
I was
Saturday at 4 in the morning.
I was sort of the security guard in the Nottingham one, because no one was drinking.
Right.
That fat guy was belly hanging out. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a guy who has he's got like the limb.
Oh, yeah.
Disabled, he's alright.
Yeah, I was just like chatting with him, like loads of recruitment consultants.
When me and Ignacio were there, we got in at 9:30 in the morning and we went for that breakfast. That was one of the funniest things I've ever. Ignacio, that breakfast thing at 9:30 was hysterical. Oh, never again, because obviously he's famous now, but that was so funny. Whoever's on the door with the Penta about 3 in the morning.
Sweet. And then, just to wrap up, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Simon Wozniak Comedy. I've got a podcast, another one podcast. So follow both of them pages. I'm on Twitter as well, Simon Wozniak 1, but I don't really do Twitter. I don't understand it. I know it's X now. I haven't downloaded X, so I can't do X. I'm not on X or anything. So Twitter's just whatever. So Instagram's the main one. I'm sure I've got a TikTok for the podcast as well, but as we know, that's going to ruin the world. That's the collapse of the Western world, TikTok. So at Simon Wozniak Comedy on Instagram. Follow me on that. Nudes, whatever.
Sweet. Thank you for coming on, and I mean,
I've been really enjoying it.
It's been a bit of a...
You got a bit busy at the end, didn't
it? It did, but no, we roll and it's been good, so no, thank you.
I'd love that. I'd love to jump back on in another few years.
To add more to it.
And add more. And 100%. See where I'm at.
There you go. It can be kind of a little diary for yourself.
Yeah, but don't have anyone else come back on.
Live
only me.
Only you.
I'm the only repeat you're allowed.
Okay.
Wozniak live at Pontins.
Yeah. Alright, Fion. Hang on, that's not talking about...
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Peaking to Success podcast. If you enjoyed, please make sure you follow us on Spotify as well as Instagram, where you can see all the updates of who is coming up, as well as who has already been on the podcast, as well as Twitter, where there is information and interaction from me on there as well. Thank you.
The Bless is open every day from 12 p.m, serving a wide range of beers, ciders, real ales and spirits. Their kitchen also provides handmade pizzas, loaded nachos, chicken strips and ice cream from 5:50 to 10:30 Monday to Thursday and 12 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The pub quiz is very popular with anyone that enjoys a good beer and a bit of a laugh with their mates. Taking place every Wednesday at 9 p.m. There's loads of prizes to be won, including £50 drinks vouchers for the winners and a bottle of wine for the best team name. Everyone's a winner. They also have a spacious function room available to hire that can hold up to 100 people. Wow, that's a lot. Perfect for birthday parties, work events, weddings and wakes. The Bless really comes to life at the weekends with their branded nights of Stone Love and Fully Loaded, where the DJs play alternative, indie and rock music spanning the generations until the early hours of 2 a.m. There really is something for everyone in what is arguably Derby's best pub.